bulk carrier reported being attacked by multiple small craft off the coast of Iran near the Strait of Hormuz, Britain's Sea Trade Monitoring Agency has said. In a brief statement on Sunday, the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations, UKMTO, said all crew on the unidentified northbound vessel were reported safe after the incident that took place 11 nautical miles, 20 kilometres west of Sirik, Iran.
And an Israeli court on Sunday extended for 2 days the detention of 2 foreign activists from a Gaza-bound flotilla who were brought to Israel for questioning. A rights group representing them said the flotilla of more than 50 vessels had set sail from France, Spain and Italy to break Israel's blockade of Gaza and bring supplies to the devastated Palestinian territory.
Hardly a week passes without some new spat between the Trump administration and Europe, but in a year that has seen a major dispute over tariffs, US President Donald Trump threatening to annex Greenland, and disagreements over aid to Ukraine, the most pressing threat facing Europe is the ongoing transatlantic rift over NATO.
And in the shattered neighborhoods of Khan Yunis and Deir el-Balah in the Gaza Strip, the roar of Israeli drones and the concussive thud of controlled demolitions are daily reminders that the war has never really ended. And despite a ceasefire in place since October, families continue to pull bodies from the rubble. According to local medical sources, 828 Palestinians have been killed since the truce began. Now, and families in Gaza are bracing for a renewed offensive as Israeli officials threaten to tear up the fragile agreement to force a surrender.
Welcome back to TechCrunch Mobility, your central hub for news and insights on the future of transportation. To get this in your inbox, sign up here for free. Just click TechCrunch Mobility. We're going to do a bit of a deep dive today, which may make this newsletter look a little different than normal. There is a reason.
And BAUR. 2 people, including a social activist, were killed in separate attacks in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's Bajor district on Sunday, police and rescue officials told Dawn. The first incident took place in the Khoi area of Salazai Tehsil, where unidentified armed assailants attacked social activist Malik Ziaur Rehman near his residence, Salazai Deputy Superintendent of Police DSP Jamal Shah said.
Iran's Revolutionary Guards on Sunday said the United States faced a choice between an impossible military operation or a bad deal with Tehran after US President Donald Trump disparaged Iran's latest peace proposal. Negotiations between the two countries have been deadlocked since a ceasefire brokered by Pakistan came into effect on April 8, with only one round of direct peace talks held in Islamabad so far.
Islamabad, the Asian Development Bank, ATB, announced on Sunday a $70 billion initiative on Sunday to expand energy and digital infrastructure across the Asia-Pacific region by 2035, aiming to strengthen powered electricity trade and increase broadband access. The plan includes $50 BN for a new Pan-Asia Power Grid initiative and $20 EV, $8 BN for the Asia-Pacific Digital Highway Project.
And 2 activists from a Gaza-bound humanitarian flotilla have been presented before an Israeli court days after they were abducted following their detention, with 175 other campaigners by Israel in international waters near Greece. Spanish national Saif Abu Keshek and Brazilian Thiago Avila have been on a hunger strike during their detention, although they have continued to drink water.
Pope Leo has marked World Press Freedom Day by condemning violations of media freedom around the world and paying tribute to journalists killed while reporting in conflict zones. At the end of his weekly Sunday prayer in a sunny St. Peter's Square at the Vatican, the pontiff said the day highlighted both the importance of independent journalism and the growing threats faced by reporters.
And Lahore is all set to host the grand final of the Pakistan Super League PSL 11, with preparations reaching their final stages for what promises to be a memorable night for cricket fans. A colourful closing ceremony has been finalised ahead of the final match, featuring performances by leading Pakistani artists including Atif Aslam, Ali Azmat, Arif Lohar, Aima Beg and Sabri Sisters. The ceremony will also include a spectacular fireworks display.
Peshawar Zalmi won the toss and decided to field first in the high-octane final of the 11th season of HBL Pakistan Super League (PSL) against tournament debutants Hyderabad Kingsmen in Lahore on Sunday. Peshawar Zalmi, who entered the final after crushing three-time champions Islamabad United by 70 runs in the first playoff match, are on a run for their second title. They last lifted the trophy in 2017 when they defeated Quetta Gladiators in the final. Bajar, two people, including a social activist, were killed in separate attacks in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's Bajar district on Sunday, police and rescue officials told Dawn. The first incident took place in the Kohi area of Salazai Tehsil, where unidentified armed assailants attacked social activist Malik Zia Rehman near his residence. Salazai Deputy Superintendent of Police, DSP, Jamal Shah said.
A new browser-based game called Angry Bobsy is gaining attention among cricket fans for featuring Pakistan star Babar Azam. The game's concept appears to take inspiration from the popular Flappy Bird, where players guide a character through obstacles by tapping or clicking. In this version, the central character is based on Bobsy, a nickname widely used by fans for Babar Azam. Lahore's Gaddafi Stadium is all set to host the final of the 11th season of HBL Pakistan Super League, PSL, with Hyderabad Kingsmen and Peshawar Zalmi taking on each other. The toss for the tournament decider will be held at 7:30 p.m. following a star-studded closing ceremony. The final action will begin at 8 p.m.
And Russian drone and missile strikes in Ukraine have killed 10 people and injured at least 76 over the past day, reports say. Officials in 5 regions around the country reported fatalities as Moscow continues to target Ukrainian cities with regular aerial attacks.
The United States military says 2 service members participating in a multinational military exercise in Morocco are missing. In a statement on Sunday, its African Command, AFRICOM, said the pair went missing on Saturday, close to the Cap Dra training area near the city of Tan Tan in the country's southwest. Israel has given final approval for a multi-billion-dollar deal to buy 2 new combat squadrons of advanced F-35 and F-15IA fighter jets from United States manufacturers Lockheed Martin and Boeing. The Ministry of Defense says Israel's Ministerial Committee on Procurement signed off on the deal as the initial phase of a 350 billion shekel Dogreim 19BN program to boost the country's armed forces and strengthen readiness ahead of a demanding decade for Israeli security. It said on Sunday.
And OPEC Plus has agreed to a modest, largely symbolic oil output increase for June as the United States-Israel war on Iran disrupts Gulf supplies through the Strait of Hormuz. In their collective commitment to support oil market stability, the 7 participating countries decided to implement a production adjustment of 88,000 barrels per day. OPEC Plus said in a statement, making no mention of the United Arab Emirates, which quit the body on Friday.
Spirit Airlines, a budget carrier in the United States, has begun winding down operations, cancelling all flights after talks with the Trump administration to secure a $500 meters bailout failed. Experts say a spike in aviation fuel prices from the US-Israel war on Iran dealt the final blow to the struggling airline that pioneered the ultra-low-cost carrier model. The airline's shutdown after 34 years has left some 17 crew and staff members unemployed, many passengers stranded, and raised doubts about the future of budget air travel.
And it was love at first sight. It felt like scouring the mall, dipping in and out of sprawling department stores in search of a specific, elusive item, only to finally find what you're looking for. Only, And I didn't even know I was searching for something like the X-Tank X3 because I never dared dream of something so delightful, a tiny MagSafe compatible e-ink reader that could attach to my iPhone like a pop socket. This was it. And my life would change forever. I would get my hands on the X-Tank X3 and I would stop doom scrolling forever. I would read more books than ever before, which is saying something since, brag, I read at least 50 books a year. But not a brag, I probably spend even more time on social media than I do reading. I know that I feel generally less anxious when I limit my social media time, but alas, the siren song of TikTok beckons me. And what if instead of opening social media, I could just flip my phone over and read on a tiny Kindle-like e-ink screen? Could this $80 gadget fix me?
Police on Sunday arrested 2 suspects allegedly involved in the sexual assault of a woman employed at a pizza outlet in the Sabaroni area, police said. According to a police spokesman, the case was registered after the victim lodged a complaint accusing the 2 men of abducting her while she was on her way home, taking her to a deserted building, and assaulting her.
And Iran is replacing a big chunk of its trade logistics from the United Arab Emirates with Pakistan's ports and highway network following new transit arrangements between Islamabad and Tehran. According to Iran's Fars news agency, Pakistan has taken a formal step toward activating a transit corridor with Iran. The country's Ministry of Commerce earlier issued directives allowing goods from third countries to pass through Pakistani territory en route to Iran.
The Higher Education Department, HED Punjab, on Sunday decided to improve the quality of higher education across the province through the establishment of colleges of eminence in every tehsil. According to officials, the initiative aims to align the education system with modern requirements and provide students with better academic facilities and improved learning opportunities.
Managing Director, MD of Punjab Safe Cities Authority, PSA, Mohammed Ahsan Yunus, on Sunday revealed a transformative digital safety upgrade under Chief Minister Maryam Nawaz Sharif, unveiling panic buttons and smart apps for instant response, seamless coordination with authorities, and faster emergency support, alongside integration of educational institutions into the system. Talking to a local news channel, he said the Punjab Safe Cities Authority, PSEA, has highlighted its multilingual key features to ensure that citizens from all backgrounds can easily access and understand the system.
Journalist Ansar Abbasi has sparked debate on social media after urging Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif to take notice of men and women exercising together in gyms across Islamabad. In a post on X, Abbasi said mixed workouts by men and women in Islamabad gyms were creating moral and social issues. He asked the authorities to immediately set separate timings for women and men and ensure strict implementation. OPEC Plus agreed on Sunday on a modest oil output hike for June, an increase that will remain largely on paper as long as the US-Israeli war on Iran continues to disrupt Gulf oil supplies through the Strait of Hormuz. 7 OPEC Plus countries will raise oil output targets by 188,000 barrels per day in June, the 3rd consecutive monthly increase, OPEC Plus said in a statement after an online meeting. The increase is the same as that agreed for May minus the share of the United Arab Emirates, UAE, which left the group on May 1. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif called on PMLN's Supremo Nawaz Sharif at their Jati Umrah residence in Lahore on Sunday. A statement issued by the PM's office, PMO, said, adding that the Middle East conflict and the political situation in the country were discussed during the meeting. Punjab Chief Minister Maryam Nawaz was also present on the occasion.
Iran has offered a new 14-point proposal to the United States in the latest diplomatic step to reach a permanent end to the war, which has exposed the limits of US military dominance and shaken the global economy. Responding to the new proposal on Saturday, US President Donald Trump said he is studying it but is not sure he can make a deal with Iran. a day after he voiced frustration with a previous offer from Tehran through the mediator Pakistan.
With the odds stacked heavily against him, Golden Tempo stormed to an improbable victory at the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs, making trainer Cherie DeVaux the first woman to saddle the winner of the most famous horse race in the United States. Sent off at the odds of 24-1 in the race on Saturday, Golden Tempo broke slowly under jockey Jose Ortiz and trailed the 18-horse field before threading through traffic and unleashing a late charge from the outside to claim the run for the roses by a neck on a brisk day in Louisville, Kentucky.